So after the last 3 weeks, we've pretty much given back all the profit we had won in the first 2 weeks. Got to find a way to rebound, and we do it next on Bets and Breakfast, presented by the Fat Jack Sports Service. Welcome into another edition of Bets and Breakfast presented by the Fat Jack Sports Service. I am Brandon Rush, and over the last 3 weeks, I have not had good picks. All there is to it. A couple of them, like I said, I could probably explain away last week. No, sorry. Just bad misses. We'll take a quick look at last week. Went 1-3. Dallas Goedert had his over 3.5 catches in the first quarter of that game. Ended up with close to 10 catches on the day, which was probably the easiest one to project and was unfortunately the only one of the three that hit. Greg Joseph over 1.5 made field goals, had missed from about 57. He had the leg for it, but it just pushed it wide and then had another one blocked. So no makes a week after making 5. Bad pick. That's all there is to it. Rondale Moore under 35.5 receiving yards. I didn't think that he was going to be 100% healthy coming back into that offense. Lo and behold, Cliff Kingsbury actually decided, you know what? Let's target the really fast guy downfield for like the first time maybe in his career. He had a pretty big day that his receiving yards total flew over the projection. And CeeDee Lamb, 5.5 catches, had 5 with a drop. So we were a drop away from going 2-2. Instead, 1-3. And yeah, 10-9 on the year, barely making a profit. And we, like I said, we had such good success in weeks 1 and 2 that we had built up a profit. I joked that we could lose the rest of the year and probably still be in profit. I kind of wish I hadn't said that now because I feel really dumb because I hate giving away money. So what do we do this week? I've got some tight ends that we're going to focus on. I've got a kicker and a wide receiver that almost seems like an automatic lock. We will start with Baltimore. Going up against the Giants, Justin Tucker is automatic. That offense does at times find ways to struggle in the red zone, and the Giants defensively aren't terrible. I think Justin Tucker is going to have a number of opportunities to kick field goals in this game, and like I said, the dude's automatic. He just doesn't miss. Over 1.5 field goals might be the easiest play of the 4 that I'm going to give out today. So Justin Tucker over 1.5 made field goals. My first selection here on Bets and Breakfast. Week number 6 of the NFL season. We kind of have a feeling of where certain guys are, where certain teams are. A team that I think is on an upward trend is going to get a good test today when they go on the road. San Francisco, second week in a row on the East Coast. They stayed in West Virginia last week, so they've been away from home for a while. That's really kind of given this offense time to kind of gel now that they've turned the things over to Jimmy Garoppolo out of necessity, obviously, because of the injury to Trey Lance, and they're starting to get guys back healthy. A couple weeks ago, we had George Kittle under as a winner. This week, we're going to take George Kittle over as a winner. Over 4 receptions. Depending on where you get this line, you may see 3.5, you may see 4.5. Anything above 4.5, I don't necessarily feel overly comfortable with. The yardage projections were in the mid 50s, mid 50s, which seems about right. But it was kind of juicy to go over. So I'm going to play the receptions over 3.5, 4, 4.5, depending on where you find it. I'm officially going with 4. So that's what I got it at when I got it at DraftKings earlier this week. So we'll roll with that and see what they can do. Atlanta is bottom 3 in yardage and catches given up to tight ends. Factor that in, like I said, with a healthy now George Kittle and that 49er offense starting to round into form a little bit. I think it makes for a huge day, at least statistically, for George Kittle on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. In a game which has the ability to be an absolute track meet, how about Minnesota and Miami? You get Tua back into the lineup. The offense is going to be slinging it around, and you got Tyreek Hill. I think if you are the Dolphins, you want to show that Tua is healthy. Best way to do it, sling that sucker downfield. Get Tua involved early, hit a couple deep balls. And like I said, I feel like this game might be a bit of a track meet. Would not be surprised to see Justin Jefferson put up some really big numbers as well. But that said, just based out of necessity, especially if Miami struggles a little bit with Tua back into the lineup. They don't necessarily have everything going for them early. They're going to have to throw it to come back. Tyreek's yardage over the total. And last but not least, another tight end projection for you. As I said, we've kind of got an idea of where teams are by this point in the season. Teams are starting to round into some offensive shape. How about Robert Tonyan over 2.5 catches? Literally the only receiver at Aaron Rodgers' discretion that he can trust to know where he is on the field at any one given time, that he's going to do the right thing. He's going to make the right read. He's going to run the right route versus certain coverages. Anytime that Packers offense gets going, Tonyan is involved. Granted, the Jets defensively, numbers-wise, have had really good success against tight ends. They haven't played a tight end, in my estimation, as good as Tonyan yet this year. And I think that the Packers at home, just a little bit too much to ask for this Jets defense to cover the whole field, because Aaron Rodgers is going to be slinging it. Give me Tonyan over 2.5 catches. If you want to win betting the games, not just the props, but actually betting the games, do it with the Fat Jack. Call 1-800-298-1383 or simply log on to fatjacksports.com. Find the package that's right for you and sign up and win. You can get all the football selections through Halloween for only $299. When you do sign up, get the rest of the baseball playoffs for absolutely free. Yes, I said it, free. All the way through the World Series, college football, NFL, $299. Basketball starts next week, so if you are playing hoops as well, definitely the right time to get signed up and win. Don't forget that if you want to play all these props together, you can do so at PrizePicks, prizepicks.com. Use our promo code FATJACK when you sign up and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 just for signing up and using our promo code FATJACK. Download the app, prizepicks.com. We're back on a winning track. I'm thoroughly confident. I'm not making any guarantees, but I feel really confident about this week's selections. So we'll see what we can do here in week 6 on the NFL season. I'm Brandon Rush. This has been Bats and Breakfast, presented by the Fat Jack Sports Service.